Welcome back from the episode where civilization start over, and today we're seeing tensions escalate a ton because one good thing that's happened is Andorra has basically ended up on both sides of the spear of influence, but it's changing now as the EF kicks Andorra out of that economic alliance because they think Virginia will use that to their advantage. So Virginia's like, okay, that's fair, but why don't we form our own economic alliance? And when you realize that they just might have screwed everything, well, by doing this, because this just escalate tensions even more. Europe's like, oh no, now we're gonna have a economic Cold War happening. Well, the world's like, uh-oh, this isn't getting any better, especially with more countries starting to pick sides with the what's it called, the Middle East Pact expanding to include these two countries of Egypt and Sudan, and Madagascar joins, and then out of nowhere Guyana finally responds to the alliance that has been formed against it by joining the European Defense Pact. And now, for basically the entire, north of Africa has picked a side, and it's starting to look really bad. But there's some good things happening. Like, Australia and China come into, a mutual agreement to, help ease tensions in their area by not using right colors, by forming their own economic alliance between both sides. And everybody in China's military alliance will join. New Zealand, Australia will join. And India will join, interestingly enough. Even though this is including 3 different spheres of influence, this eastern side of Asia wants to be more peaceful, and China just has this military alliance just for defensive reasons. So yeah, then something happens that ruins some improvements that have been going on in the world, because the peaceful solving of problems by China, Australia, because the Diamond Alliance and the Square Alliance are having members that jump in Syria now, with Egypt entering in the south, taking a country really fast, and Turkey doing some of the same. So yeah, the Afghan Defense Pact and the Middle East Pact, they do not engage each other just please don't. We don't want a world war. And yeah. They try. Egypt takes the capital, Syria, pretty fast. And Turkey takes this city. And all of this. Egypt takes more, and they eventually meet in the middle of the country, and a very intense standoff begins. Both these countries don't really like each other in this world, and they really want to fight, but their alliances are saying no. So that standoff's occurring. Meanwhile, more nuclear weapons are being produced. Germany will now have 21. Poland will have 18 now. Canada will have 28 now. And Virginia will go from 10 to 16. And it's not just like the existing nuclear powers that are building more, because another country has just built their first nuclear bomb, and that's Baja California. So now, the Virginians now have 2 nuclear powers in their alliance. The EDF has 3. And yeah, it's starting to build a lot of tensions between these two alliances, while the Square and Diamond team are trying not cause World War III happen. Well, this would be more so World War IV, more accurately. So yeah, tensions in the world are quite high, and there's always someone to screw it up, to make everything just go to hell. Because Turkey's troops start fighting upon Egyptian troops, and despite trying to avert it, a major regional conflict will occur in Africa and the Middle East, and countries in and around Africa will pick sides, and despite being within certain spheres of influence, certain countries aren't going to be loyal, because this war is interesting. Chad joins the Square team. Angola joins Square team. Zambia joins the Diamond team. South Africa joins Diamond team. Namibia, is that how you pronounce it? Joins the Square team. Kuwait joins the Diamond team. Iraq joins Square team. And yeah, this war has just escalated quite fast, and fighting immediately will begin when Tunisia will make the first move in this war. And what's their first move gonna be? Well, they have 2 options: Sudan or Egypt. And they're like, if we can take over Sudan, we can cut the Diamond Lions off here. And if we take out Egypt, we would only be cut off 2 countries. Not really, because they have the sea access. So they choose to attack Sudan first. And yeah, Sudan gets invaded by Tunisia. And Tunisia is pretty strong. They were a top 10 power before the Californian Empire was invaded, and they lost their top 10 status to countries along here, like these 4, with like being part of that coalition. So yeah. So already we have Sudan fallen, and Egypt kind of thought their invasion into Syria could start a world war, and they might have already had troops on the border of Tunisia, and they push into Tunisia, take a major city, and they push into Sudan, and the Sudanese people are like, oh, you're here to help us? Oh no, we just want your land now. You already surrendered, so I'm only invading into enemy-occupied territory, and Saudi Arabia and South Sudan are like, bruh, like, are we on the same side? And not to, like, destroy the alliance right at the beginning of the war. They let Egypt do whatever they want. Especially when one of the things they want to do is push back Turkey. And they do. And keep in mind, Iraq's on Turkey's side, so they're also going to have to invade Iraq. And Egypt is doing pretty well in this war, despite having like 4 front lines open. And I'm gonna just keep the lights on. And these two, they're in a bad spot, to be honest, because, yeah, Congo invades, what is this? The African Union and the DRC, while Angola also invades the DRC and takes all of this land quickly, and they also enter into, goodness, all these African, Zambia, with the help of Namibia. But South Africa is, of course, pretty strong, so they push quickly into this country and take 3 major cities, one of them being the capital of Namibia, and Zambia pushes back against, I forgot the name of this country, Angola, and they push into Angola and Namibia. I know I'm saying that wrong. I'm offending people, probably. Yeah. So Angola and Namibia is not looking too hot in this war with this green country. I will just say that for now. It starts falling apart, and they eventually surrender to the Diamond Alliance. And the Diamond Alliance is, like, looking like it's doing a good job right now. Tunisia's whole, like, army has just started pushing back Egypt, and even we entering in here and kicking Egypt out of Sudan. So yeah, that front line has collapsed for Egypt, and now they have a new front line inside their country. Wow. So Tunisia is able to take that. This causes Egypt to take some troops off this front line, and Turkey's able to push all the way back down and to the border of Egypt. And I just realized how similar that looks. So this will be Turkey's occupation zone color right now. And Iraq will be able to push back, and yeah, the diamond spot is starting to fall this area too, because Iraq decides that it's time to invade. What's this? Kuwait? Yeah, Kuwait. And now Kuwait falls pretty fast because they're not very strong. And Iraq successfully kicks Egypt out of its territory. So already 1, 2, wait, three countries eliminated from this war. I will paint them in white, like the icons. So yeah, this war is pretty huge. And it's about to get a lot bigger because oh no, somebody wants to get involved despite somebody saying no. And Guyana just invaded the square team, and Canada and Europe are like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, we want land. And like, we're not helping you. And they're like, but we're in an alliance. Like, no, not anymore. We're done. So Guinea is kicked out of the European Defense Force. So they decide, okay, well, in that case, we're joining the war on the side of the Diamond team. And now the Square team's gonna start having some struggles. Because Guinea has also started to invade, what is this, Congo? But Algeria kind of was expecting them to join, and oh, they make a lot of progress pretty fast. Oh, they had the whole military on that border. Oh, they kind of were hoping they would get involved so they can eliminate the country. Wow. It's almost like they hate each other. So yeah, Algeria's like full military is on the border waiting for this because, yeah, they quickly make a lot of work of Guyana, and it immediately falls in this war. And they're like, okay, now that our main distraction's over, we're gonna send our troops down to this front line. And yeah, they start helping heavily down here against African Union, and they're able to take out half the country before it surrenders. But the Diamond team is able to successfully push out troops from the DRC, even retake this capital, mainly because Zambia is starting to really humble Angola. I keep forgetting its name. Especially with South Africa helping down here. Yeah, let's just say this country is SOL. Like, they surrendered. They already lost the minute South Africa invaded. So they're out of the war. So now the square team is just like this northern area, but the diamond team is just a southern area, and both sides are starting to really rethink being involved in this war, especially since this one has already surrendered, and some countries just outright leave the alliances. Tanzania leaves Diamond team. Madagascar does as well. And that, what really puts nail in the coffin for the square team, though, is the two Saharan countries leave the war now. So, yeah. And these two are comfortable where they are, so they peace out the war. So it's now just these, like, 2, 4, 6, it's a 6v5, and yeah, these remaining countries, though, don't want to leave the war yet. And the main place where they're fighting still is within Egypt, with Egypt being able to push back on its major city front. But Tunisia starting to push up, and even they cross the Suez and take this land and encircle major city and take the Sinai Peninsula. That's not how you say it. That's a totally different thing. And then Turkey will push into Egypt, and together Turkey and Tunisia will start to, like, destroy Egypt completely. Egypt is gonna lose this war, as the whole southern area is taken by both Tunisia and Turkey, and Tunisia takes the capital. Now at this point, both alliances decide to meet for peace, and they're gonna work out a peace treaty. So I'm gonna draw that real quick. Alright, so down here, the green team will no longer exist. I am in all sorts of wrong buttons as usual. So yeah, no. So the orange team will get all of this land from both Angola and Namibia. That's why I'm getting rid of them. I'm having troubles pronouncing their name. South Africa will get the rest of that country, and Angola will be allowed to exist still. They'll be this color though now. And yeah, actually that's too close to the country north of them. It'll be that color now. Then here. Alright, this is how the trade looks like in the Middle East. As you can see, Egypt lost a lot of land. Syria no longer exists. Iraq got huge with the ugliest borders ever. Turkey got some land from Syria. Algeria and Congo got a lot bigger. Zambia and South Africa got a lot bigger. And yeah. So now we have to erase the alliance icons that aren't true anymore, because Angola's gone, Namibia's gone, Guyana's no longer an alliance. West and East Sahara left the Square Alliance. This alliance doesn't exist. The DRC decides to leave the Diamond Alliance. Sudan is forced out of the Diamond Alliance, same thing with Egypt. And now the alliances look a little bit more balanced. Iraq leaves Square Alliance, they were only in it for the war. And same thing with Turkey, even though they joined the Square Alliance before the war, they decided to leave Square Alliance. So now this is what the two alliances in Africa look like. Very small, but the countries in Africa got a lot bigger. So we do have some changes with the economic pacts. With Morocco, East Sahara, Western Sahara, and Guyana joined Virginia's economic alliance, geez. And this officially changes the sphere of influence they, fall into. Because now it's gonna look more like this. With, entirety of Western, Africa being influenced by America. Then we have the sphere's influence down here split to be between South Africa and Saudi Arabia now. And yeah, these two spheres of influence, though, start to merge a little bit, mainly in this area, and then it eventually encompasses all of Asia, and Australia starts becoming influenced by China. So this side of the world is very friendly towards each other. It's a pretty peaceful area of the world. And only place that's not really peaceful is right here, because somebody is still really salty that they got demolished. So Russia, for the first time they produced nukes, will increase their nuclear stockpile again from 2 to 8. And Europe is gonna react kind of similarly. Poland and Germany will start producing more nukes, with Germany going to 30, Poland going to 23. These two, of course, want to respond to each other, so Canada and Virginia both increase. And they both actually end up having 30 each. They're like match. They match now. So now, nuclear powers in the world are starting to get really strong. And Baja California will also start being able to produce more. With them getting 8 now. So yeah. The world is kind of low divided, but less divided than it was. It's kind of odd what the Afghan conflict did. Right, that'll be it for this episode.